What's up everyone, Gianna from Upper Hand Creative here, and in this video, you're gonna learn why you should not hire a virtual assistant or VA. That's right, in a world where everyone tells you, hire a VA, I'm telling you why not to. So if you've been thinking you need a virtual assistant lately, think again. Keep watching to see why you wouldn't wanna hire one, and then when you would want to hire one. VAs and overseas talent in general can be an absolute game changer for your business. And typically, as entrepreneurs, we have a bias towards taking action, which means we tend to take on everything all at once on our own. So this can get you far in the early stages of your business, but at some point, it becomes the very thing that holds you back from scaling. What got you to this point is not what will get you to the next level. And if you're already thinking you need to hire a virtual assistant to get some help, well, you're light years ahead. Most entrepreneurs struggle with giving up control, but it's a non-negotiable if you want to take your company to new heights. So oftentimes when business owners feel that outsourcing or virtual assistants just doesn't work for them, or they aren't a great fit for their business, it's an issue in their process and their ability or lack of their ability to lead people. But when done correctly, bringing in some help can be the ultimate leverage your business needs to grow and to remove you from the weeds. So how do you know that you're not ready to hire a virtual assistant? Well, reason number one, and the number one red flag that you should not hire a virtual assistant in your business is if you're saying, I need help, but I don't know what I need help with. First and foremost, if you don't know exactly what you're hiring your assistant to do, and you're just hoping to find a unicorn that can do everything you need all at once, you absolutely should not be hiring a virtual assistant. Entrepreneurs make this mistake all the time. They hire someone thinking they possess all the knowledge and skills to be successful and hit the ground running, and so they provide little to no support, guidance, or direction. And this is a surefire way to fail. Eventually, the person you hire is going to feel overwhelmed or unsuccessful at their role, and you're going to be frustrated because they aren't meeting your expectations. And now you're back to the drawing board looking for a new VA. It's not that most VAs don't work out or are bad hires, it's just that the person doing the hiring is a bad employer. So if you knew exactly what tasks, roles, and responsibilities you need your virtual assistant to take on, then you might be ready to hire. Getting clear on this is the absolute first step. Reason number two is don't expect to find the one person that can run your Facebook ads, design your ad creative, write your copy, post on social media, and do your laundry. Right? Looking for a one-stop shop VA is red flag number two that you're not ready to hire a VA. If you know exactly what you're hiring this person for and can narrow it down to one skill set, you're more likely to find quality talent for that role. Most people aren't good at everything, and expecting such creates unfair expectations on your new hire. But also it makes it really difficult to find the right person in the hiring process. Identify the one key skill set or knowledge this person has to have, and if you have a need for multiple skill sets in different disciplines, then consider hiring multiple people that fit those descriptions. So reason number three you should not hire a virtual assistant is if you don't know what's important to you in the people that you work with. In other words, if you haven't defined your company's core values yet, and you haven't gotten intentional on what you want your culture to be, then hiring the wrong person can be detrimental to your growth and slow you down tremendously. More important than technical skills and know-how is, does this person align with your vision? Most things you can train the right person to do well, but what you can't change is character and personality, at least not within a reasonable amount of time, when time is money and money is time, you know? So you'll get much better results when you hire people and not paper or their resume. For one, resumes are often an overinflated indication of this person's skill set. Not saying most people are liars, but it's human nature to beef up their experience. And more importantly though, as you grow, this is going to be someone likely that you work closely with. And if you don't agree on the same core values, you'll be wasting time battling the wrong things. The most successful companies that have grown extremely fast understand the power that comes from team synergy. They prioritize culture over strategy and know that that's the secret. That's the magic to exponential growth. So determine the non-negotiables this person must possess before becoming part of your team. Do they need to have a sense of humor? Do they need to be flexible and think outside of the box? Or is it just more important that they have a superior attention to detail and are analytical? Getting clear on these things first and then sticking to your guns will save you lots of headache down the line, as well as time and money. Reason number four. If you don't have clear SOPs and processes in place in your business, And I mean ones that are clearly documented to the point that you could give them to anyone off the street and they can get the same outcome as you, then you are not ready to hire a virtual assistant. This is where most businesses fail. If your processes are in your head or are something that you just do naturally, then there's no way that you can successfully set someone else up to take on these tasks. And again, if people don't feel successful or like they have clear targets, then they aren't likely to stay, or at the very least won't perform above expectations. And not only does it set them up for success, but it removes you entirely from the process. If you have to constantly micromanage your virtual assistant and check in on if and how things were completed, then you're wasting vital energy and defeating the entire purpose of hiring someone. You're also likely making them miserable and hindering productivity. So SOPs allow your business to run without you, and you can plug any new hire into these systems to get them up and running quickly. If you don't have these from day one of your virtual assistant starting with you, then you're just wasting money as they aren't producing in your business and they're on the payroll. So while your SOPs may change a bit as your new virtual assistant works through them and hopefully offers suggestions for improvement, having a foundation that's clear, concise, and specific from day one will be a much better experience for both you and your VA. Also, as you do trainings or create new processes, be sure to document everything. If you ever have to replace or hire another VA, it'll be easy to plug them into those processes and trainings without having to recreate the wheel. So for this reason, it's usually best practice to hire someone for things that you've done in the past and that you have an inside knowledge on how to do. Hiring someone for a task that you know nothing about can make communication difficult and creating SOPs really difficult. So knowing just enough to be dangerous will allow you to have the best conversations in guiding this person as they take on the role. And finally, the fifth reason you should not hire a VA is if you're not willing to provide ongoing training, support, and feedback, and you plan to just be hands-off. While you won't have to spend an enormous amount of time managing them if you have clear SOPs in place and you've done everything right up to this point, you will need to be available to at least walk them through the SOPs, set expectations, and communicate how they fit into your vision on the first day of work. The actual training portion can be something that you create once, and you don't have to do it again as long as you have good SOPs in place. You can use a software like loom.com to record yourself going through the process and give that to your VA as training. So beyond the initial onboarding process, providing feedback and guidance will help ensure that your VA is supported, but also that your SOPs are being followed and no shortcuts are taken, which is key as your company scales. So if you're serious about building something that can scale, a strong foundation in your people and genuinely caring about them and their success will make all the difference. So regular check-ins and even conversations about their goals outside of your company can help foster this loyalty. Providing them with opportunities to grow beyond just their current role and outside of work are also key. So there you have it, the 5 reasons you should not hire a virtual assistant. And if you want to know exactly how to leverage overseas talent to increase your profit margins to over 50%, check out my free training at get.upperhandcreative.com/free-training. I'll go ahead and link to that down below. Give me a comment and let me know what your biggest takeaway from this was and any successes or failures you've had with your own VAs. I'll see you on the next one.